Fame 2016. Ace the Wrestling that finally joins us. Ace, how's it
Finally
going?
talk about it. It took you guys long enough.
Oh, what?
Sorry. I had to sit this NXT guy and that NXT guy and some black guy I don't even know that was made in the development. I don't know. But here I am. Time to talk about something that I know. Let's go. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good.
What's going, Russ? You guys
Hey,
feeling
sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
happy
for this
belated
week-
birthday.
Happy 21st.
21 now.
So you're a real man.
You're
A real man.
Yeah,
I can be trialed as an adult. I can drink on a plane, which is kind of cool. All those things where it's like, if you're under 21, like ask your parents before you call. I don't have to ask my dad anymore. Life is good. There's downsides too. Like pretty soon I'm going to start having to pay rent and, get my own cell phone and this and that. So there's good and bad. I'm a half full kind of person. So I'm looking more to the positives and, doing more travel stuff. But yeah, no, it was good. I had a party yesterday for my birthday with a bunch of my friends. We rented out this one bar, hired a karaoke person, and sang a couple songs. It was good.
Oh, that's cool. That's good, Ace. Glad you enjoyed your birthday. Hopefully it's as big as a celebration as the WWE Hall of Fame 2016.
Yeah, that's a good segue, or lead in.
Yes, that's what I'm good at, Acers. As leading in and segueing in. As we talk about the Hall of Fame 2016. Now, really, to be honest here, I'm really happy that Sting, the Freebirds, are getting into the Hall of Fame. About damn time that the Fabulous Freebirds get into the Hall of Fame. Sure, Snoop Dogg in the Hall of Fame's cool and all, but other than that, I'm just happy for those two to get into the Hall of Fame. Godfather's nice. Good for Jacqueline. Yeah, I guess you need a diva in there. But other than that, I'm just happy for the main two that are going in, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, Boss Man.
Boss Man. I like Boss Man, but like I said, Boss Man was only really, for me as a Boss Man, with Boss Man, it was just a Big Show feud. That was, and the Al Snow feud. Those are the two things I remember most from Boss Man. I know he did other great stuff before then, but those are the stuff that burns in my mind. They're those two feuds.
I was actually thinking about that, but now it's actually getting to the time with the the Hall of Fame, for instance, where it's not too far off to start adding the Attitude Era guys in there. And at first, I remember thinking like, oh, really? Like, already? You're already going to add them? But I mean, that was 15 years ago, 16 years ago, so.
Yeah.
So I guess that's around the time when you would start. Yeah, I don't know, it just seemed longer. Like 10 years ago, if you were to talk about like 1990, like if in 2005 we were talking about like WrestleMania 1 or something, that seems so much longer than like now until WrestleMania 10. I don't know, it's weird.
Yep, it's weird. It's time, Acers. That's what it does for you. But Justin, I want to ask you about the Freebirds, as they're going to be inducted by the New Day. How humorous is this that Michael P.S. Hayes is going to be inducted by black people? And how excited are you that the Freebirds are going to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of funny, but the idea of it though, like the New Day is kind of like a modern day version of the Freebirds, because the Freebird rule, if no one knows what that is that pretty much anyone who's within the group, which is, in this case it was Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts, you can defend your tag team title with any two members. And that's what they kind of do with the New Day, even though it's really probably 85% of the time it's Big E and Kofi Kingston, but we have seen in some matches where it's like Xavier Woods and Big E, or Xavier Woods and Kofi, and and so forth. But my main thing with the Fabulous Freebirds is that, especially Michael Hayes, is that I'm gonna miss now his old bantering and everything about him. Like, I'm never gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I'll be dead. You know what I mean? So if you haven't seen on the WWE Network, the Legends of Wrestling, it's a round table, kind of like the JBL Legends table, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit back in like 2006, 2007 when they did them, and I think it went all the way up to 2011. But anyways, it was kind of like, it wasn't like a gag, but it's like he just keeps bringing it up like every single show. It's like, I'll never be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because like he would always be on a panel and it would be all Hall of Famers. He's like, I'm not in the Hall of Fame. He would always get mad that he was always not
It
Hall
used
of
to be
Famer.
so funny, so I'm gonna like actually miss that now, because like when I go back and watch them, it's like, oh, you're in the Hall of Fame now. So
Yeah.
But it's been well long overdue though. They should have been fucking the Hall of Fame years ago though. But
especially the first one when they went to Texas in 25. You were kind of surprised that they didn't went
Yeah, they should have been in. They should have been in at 27. That's why I think they were getting in, because they were, Atlanta GA, Bash Free Atlanta GA. That's what they're based out of, the Freebirds. So that's why I was really pissed off about 27 more than 25. So, but nevertheless, I think this Hall of Fame class is shaping up to be a better Hall of Fame class. Big Boss Man, Attitude Era Star. But prior to that, in the early 90s, he forgot to catch, Jim Cornette. In the scalpel match, so Jim Cornette broke both of his legs. Sting is obviously one. I'm gonna cry. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm gonna cry when Sting gets inducted, because Sting was like my guy at WCW. It was like him, Goldberg, DDP was probably my top 3, but Sting was like my fucking guy. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be very emotional for me, and other guys in there, Snoop Dogg. Like I don't get what the whole gripe with Snoop Dogg is. Like, how come you can't induct Chuck Norris or Hugh Jackman? It's like, well, okay, last time I checked, Snoop Dogg has actually been at WrestleMania on Raw. As far as, like, Hugh Jackman is like a one-time payoff who really doesn't really give a fuck about wrestling. You know what I mean? At least Snoop Dogg is a fan of wrestling, and plus Sasha Banks, that's, they're cousins. You know what I mean? It's like, wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. People are just dumb when it comes to stuff with the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. It's called celebrity wing for a reason. And who else is here? Stan Hansen.
Yep, Stan.
Possibly the biggest American to draw in Japan. So, he was possibly the biggest one. He was such a heel.
Is he the father of Sean Stasiak? Is he the father of Sean Stasiak? I always get that confused.
No, it's Stan Stasiak.
Yeah, okay. I always get that confused. Stasiak.
Yeah. But he's just fucking John Hansen. No, Stan Hansen. I'm sorry, but his real name is John. But I believe he won the AWA title. I'm not too familiar with that. I think he was a former world champion in the States, but he's from Texas. He's so big in Texas. That's why I know a lot of information about him, because I am from Texas myself. But well deserved. Like, if no one knows about his career, like, go back and watch some of his stuff in Japan. Was possibly one of the most hated, one of the biggest draws ever in Japan. I think he was like up there with fucking, the one of the best Japanese stars of all time. But well deserved for him as well.
Yeah, JBL credits Stan Hansen a lot for his success in his career. Because JBL, a lot of people don't know, JBL also went to Japan because of Stan Hansen. So.
Yeah, JBL started off in Japan with, he went to Japan and, like, Mexico and all that other shit, too, so, yeah.
I believe when JBL first came into WWF in, 95, that Justin Hawk Bradshaw, I think that was inspired from Stan Hansen.
Yeah, he said it was on Jericho's podcast. When he did his appearance on Jericho's podcast, he said that. Now, obviously, the WWE has some controversy heading into this Hall of Fame. It's not really with the inductees. I guess you can say it's an inductee, but they unleashed this award last year, the Warrior Award, and they award this award to Connor the Crusher McCallan. I'm sorry if I butchered his last name.
McCallichick, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's Michalek. I think it's Connor Michalek.
Michalek, okay. Connor the Crusher Michalek. Thank you, Acers. And there's controversy now because remember when Ultimate Warrior was going into the WWE Hall of Fame, Warrior said there should be a award for people that don't get recognized behind the scenes and everything like that. And once again, WWE is going with the PR stunt because as much as we loved and probably cried watching Connor the Crusher's video, let's face it, that was a PR move by the WWE. Now we have another PR move as a woman from the Today Show, Joanna, I forgot her name, Joanna something. She is
Joanne something.
I think it's Joanne London.
Joanne London, who survived cancer. Wonderful that she survived cancer. That's always great to hear. She will be going into the WWE Hall of Fame under the Warrior Award. Now, I want to know what your guys' thoughts on the Warrior Award being a PR stunt instead of what Warrior wanted it to be. Look, I wish the Warrior Award what it should be, but at the same time, people need to remember that the WWE has to have this good PR because that's what helps WWE a lot, especially when people always turn a bad and blind eye to the WWE they look at it and say, oh, look, WWE, they're doing this good thing. Look at them and stuff like that. Whether we think it's BS or not, you know, it helps them out just a little bit. You know, that Conor the Crusher video, when it came out, man, a lot of people who I knew weren't wrestling fans were posting that video saying this was freaking awesome. Like, they said they got into tears for that. So,
it's horribly depressing, too.
It was horribly depressing. Like, it was the saddest thing I've ever seen. It was one of the saddest things I've seen them produce. But, yeah, so what do you guys think about the Warrior Award being more of a PR stunt than...
I don't know, for me, it's really hard to say what Warrior really wanted with it. Because, you know, like you said, he wanted someone to be honored who showed the Warrior spirit. That's all he really said. And, I mean, there is a defense to be made there that being a cancer survivor is showing a warrior spirit, right? Mm-hmm. For me, like, okay, let's just say they didn't have it. Let's say they didn't put anyone in it. I mean, does it really hurt them in any way to have 10, 15 minutes dedicated to her? Especially now, it's exposing it for a good cause. Sure, it's you know, it's a benefit for both, because now she's getting the exposure that she deserves for fighting cancer and winning. And I'm not too familiar with her, but for fighting cancer and winning. And WWE gets a little exposure for, hey, they're actually honoring someone like that. That's cool. You could argue it's kind of slimy, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt anyone. In fact, it helps her. And I'm sure, like last year, Connor's family was more than ecstatic to, be involved in the WWE in some way. And I don't know. I think it's kind of petty for people to get mad about something like that, especially when it's something that should just be really nice, you know? Like, let her talk for 10, 15 minutes, and, you know, I think it's, people are making more of a big deal of it than it really should be.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I just pray, hope in God that no one boos her. Like I said, because wrestling fans.
Yeah, that would be shitty.
Yeah, like wrestling fans. Let's face it, wrestling fans like us, we can be pretty dickbags at certain stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I pray to God no one boos her. But back to the whole what Warrior said. You know what I mean? He said, he wants to have people to be recognized. From the back, that works in WWE. Well, let's face it, and I'm going to keep it 100% real with this shit here. I think a lot of people will still be upset if Ed the truck driver that's been in WWE for fucking 25 years, I think if Ed the truck driver wasn't into the Hall of Fame, people would still be fucking upset about it. Okay, who cares about Tom, Tom, the guy that, brings in the equipment? Or who cares about fucking John, the guy that actually builds the ring up, one of the people that builds the ring up? No one's gonna give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Like, if you really look at it, it's like, well, can I get into the Hall of Fame? Just like how they talk about Snoop Dogg. So let's be real about it.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
It's gonna be what the Warrior wanted, or maybe someone semi-famous, or people who's actually famous, which one do you think WWE is gonna go with? You know what I mean? They're gonna go with the PR route. They're gonna try and make themselves look good. If they put in, Ed the truck driver, it's not gonna, it's not really gonna help them company wise. Yeah, I mean, maybe it built company morale a little bit, like within the company, but like that's not gonna bring in money or viewers or nothing like that. And that's what WWE has always been about, is the money and the viewers. Despite if you want to admit to yourselves or not, that's what they're all about. So let the lady have her 15 minutes of fame. You know what I mean? I hope to God that people don't boo her when she's coming out, because she's a cancer survivor. That's a fantastic thing to hear. That she survived. She's an author as well.
I hope people aren't as petty as that, and I hope people aren't as shitty as that. I don't think they will, though. I mean, there's not too many times at the Hall of Fame ceremony where we've had to worry about that. But
yeah, well, I mean, I can just imagine, like, for things like the celebrity wing, it's like, they boo most of the time the celebrities. It's all like, why are you booing Mr. T? He was in the first 2 WrestleManias, doing shit in WrestleMania. I understand if you boo, like, Drew Carey, but you're gonna boo a guy like fucking,
Donald Trump got the shit booed out of him, too.
Oh, okay, well, Donald Trump, okay,
different reasons.
We
Yeah,
don't want to
tr-
get into Donald Trump right now. I think it's the wrong time to get into Donald Trump. But
Yeah.
but like for like Bob Uecker, you know what I mean? Like Bob Uecker, he was like a face. He was like the face of the celebrities in WWE back in like the early WrestleMania 3 and and
My
4,
dad
and 5.
wrestling.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? But just don't boo this lady. You know what I mean? Who's a cancer survivor, and she's also an author as well. So
Yeah, like you guys said, I think it's fine. And the truck driver going in, I mean, like, I don't think people would give a shit about. So
exactly.
it's
what,
nice.
What about Mike, the cable guy? Mike, he brings all the cables, make sure the superstars don't trip on them as they're entering.
Yeah, it's like no one's gonna give a fuck about that. Like, come on, just be honest to yourself. Like,
I can see them maybe doing referees down the line, like putting Yoda in there, because at least those are names that we see, even if you don't know who like Mike Chioda or Jimmy Corderas or whoever it is, if they do that, you're kind of like, oh yeah, fuck, I remember that guy. So at least that's more of something where fans are like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
who is the?
Because like, what are these guys gonna?
Pudgy, spiky, blonde-haired guy.
So like, what are these guys gonna talk
Jack.
about from their careers and professions that would be like semi-entertaining? Like, what is Mike?
I'm sure they've got some stories. I'm sure they've got some stories.
Is Mike the cable guy gonna make a joke being like, man, it sucks now that Roman doesn't enter from the crowd because now I have to move the wire when he comes down the ramp. Like, just be so stupid.
It's like seriously, man. It's like no one's gonna give a shit. And honestly, I think that person would have more chance of being booed than someone who's actually winning a award who's a cancer survivor or things of that nature, because it's all like, oh, well, this guy, all he fucking does is he just moves the fucking cable wire. All he does is he just wipes the blood off the mat, or he's the one that brings out the fucking red carpet into the ring. You know what I mean? No one's gonna give a shit about that.
Yeah, and I think if we do get something like that, Tony Chimmel would probably get inducted to the Hall of Fame soon, and he does drive a truck for the WWE, so there you go, people.
Well, I mean, guys like Tony Chimmel, Lillian Garcia, even the referees, they're on-screen characters that we see every week. So we know who they are. You know what I mean? Like, we know who that is. Oh, crap, that's, Nick Patrick, or whoever it is. Or that's, Little Nick Charles Robinson. We know who those people are. We're not gonna see, Ed the security guard. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna see, one of Vince McMahon's, secretaries. You know what I mean? We're not gonna see it. Like one of his mistresses. You know what I mean? So, like, this woman, she sucked my dick for 15 years, and she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Like seriously, we're not gonna care about that.
Yeah, not at all. And then also announced for the Hall of Fame before we move on is apparently Cody Rhodes is going to announce the Dusty Rhodes Award or something like that. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes tweeted something about a Dusty Award.